Hey guys, Butch Hartman. I got Jace Diehl.
Hey, what's up?
Savage Steve Holland.
Hi guys, I gotta make this quick. Thanks for having me, Butch. Love you, Jace.
Well, I remember you were saying that on the Nicktoons podcast at Nickelodeon that Drake did a little performance in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Drake-
Yeah.
And he won a contest.
We're at the hotel.
He's a professional actor and
Yeah.
he won a singer.
No, he's a
No,
professional
explain the
musician.
story.
Yeah, I
What
know.
happened?
We're sitting in the lounge hanging out after we shoot, and they're like, "Hey, all you people stay," and the hotel puts on like a little talent
Yeah.
contest for the people that stay at the hotel. You know, like Bill from Milwaukee,
Yeah.
and the Johnsons from Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Yeah.
It's like, come on up and show us your best talent.
Yep.
You get a free trip back to the resort. Everyone's like, "Woo!" And then Drake Bell gets up and plays professional
Yeah.
guitar and wins.
And they're like, wow.
And
And he pretended he was. See, you were told not to.
Oh my goodness.
It wasn't me. It was not
And
me.
he won the contest.
Yeah, and that's not fair. I was
know.
very disappointed in Drake. But anyway, I do like Drake. He's a good guy.
We're trying to get him on the big podcast.
Oh,
here.
he'd be great.
Drake
I'm
Bell.
so curious what he's up to.
I remember
Yeah.
when I was going to Hawaii, I went to the airport and I'm standing in line to get my ticket and stuff, and there's a guy in front of me with a pink coat and a pink like doggy bag with a dog in it, and it was Drake.
Oh,
And
God.
yeah, it was Drake Bell. Didn't he take his dog on the set? Was that at Christmas?
Yeah, wait a minute. Something happened with that story because I think he got to the airport. Oh, I know it.
He took a dog with him. It was a
Yeah.
Chihuahua.
It sounds like he's method acting because he's wearing all pink.
He was wearing
He's
all
got all
pink.
the pink,
Oh,
yeah.
that's right.
Yeah,
See?
yeah.
Method
Timmy
acting,
Turner had
yeah.
the pink
Drake
all
is
over
very
him.
Daniel Day-Lewis of Nickelodeon. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Savage.
Well, he did something ridiculous like got to the airport without his driver's license or something to get on a plane, and then he had to the guy had to drive him right back to his house and still make the plane.
And he was late.
He was late, but he made it, so that's good.
Speaking of like getting to Hawaii was hard because we're in Canada. We're about to get on the plane. We're like, this is going to be great. We're going to fly to Hawaii.
Yay!
We're on the first plane for 3 hours. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
They get us off the plane, put us on a second plane, doesn't work. We had to stay again in Canada.
So
that
disappointing.
night. It was Air Canada. That's what it was.
The best.
And then we had no time to do anything except work. Like, it stunk.
Then we landed, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, I've got to go work. You wanted like a day in Hawaii
Yeah,
to hang out.
I thought
right?
we were
But
going to get
no,
that.
we had to go work.
Oh
That's
well,
okay.
that's like a good problem to have.
It
We
really
were
was.
probably
We
okay.
really had a great time making
Yeah.
3 movies together. We got to know
was
each other
great.
really well. We had
Yeah.
a blast. And I think you and I hit it off right away because the minute I landed, we both hit it off. And you're like, do you think these people are crazy? I'm like, I think these people are crazy. Let's hang out. We started hanging out together all the time.
Well,
It was really
the
fun.
sad part was that I don't know if you remember this, but there was these pilots that were flying with us that were just having the best time with us because they were, they're the guys who have to sit there to fly the planes back and stuff. But then we were like just so happy to be going to Hawaii that they were some of our juice rubbed off on them. I don't that sounded gross, but our
No,
happy
no, no.
juice, and so we
We
were
didn't
just
really rub juice on
no,
anybody.
not at all.
That's
We would
what
never
people
do
know.
that.
Okay, good to
But,
know.
By the way, kids don't rub juice on people. Just making sure.
Yeah. They're very influential.
But we just had a plane full of happy people because we were so excited, and then it all went bad.
One of my favorite parts of all 3 movies is the Butch Hartman cameos.
Oh my gosh,
So what
you
was
were
that
great.
like filming
Butch Hartman
those?
cameos?
Yeah, that was great. Butch played a crazy guy. It was really fun to do that.
Which one
kind
was
of-
that? Was
That
the
was a
crazy guy?
Hawaii movie.
Yeah, the
That was-
Hawaii
Yeah, oh
movie.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, in the airport. Yeah, with the
Well,
glasses.
actually,
Yeah.
it was a Hawaiian airport, but we shot it in Canada.
Yeah.
We went to this little airport that closed like at 5 o'clock in like Ontario or something.
Yeah.
And then we had to dress up like Hawaii, and we all wore Hawaiian stuff.
It worked great.
And I had to wear this crazy outfit with these cowboy boots that hurt my feet and everything.
Yeah.
That was
Super
great.
thick glasses.
And you
made your eyes
couldn't
confused.
see anything because
They gave me these crazy glasses, and I got to interact with the fantastic David,
Oh, yeah.
what was it?
David Lewis, who plays Crocker.
The live-action Mr. Crocker.
Yeah,
It
he
was
And he
was the
acts
best.
just like him.
Oh my gosh,
Talks
he's
just
so
like him.
good.
It's crazy.
He's so good.
Century.
Yeah, oh
Yeah.
gosh, it was amazing.
Live-action Mr. Crocker. He was so fun.
He was
crazy.
just fabulous, and so like that scene, we just needed. We went to the crazy place where obviously he saw fairies and everybody thought he was crazy, but turns out there was a tour of people going that were crazy that were going to Hawaii,
Yeah.
and Butch was one of them.
They were crazier than him.
They
What
were
was your
crazier
voice
than him.
did you use? What
I
voice?
just
Yeah.
talked like me, but I was like really paranoid.
Yes.
The glasses made my eyes look really
Yeah,
huge.
which is
so when I
great.
moved my eyes around, like my eyes were
Yeah. You look like the guy in the trailer park guys. Have you ever seen
Yeah,
the
yeah, the Trailer Park Boys.
Yeah, exactly. It would look great. But what was so sad for you was that you couldn't see out of them, and then we'd be like, okay, now jump on David, and you'd be like,
Where
and
is-
David was here,
Yeah.
and we're like,
Completely
Butch,
missed.
you suck. Try it again. We're running out of daylight, and then
It was 4 in the morning.
Oh, that's right. And we were inside. So
We were inside, so that story.
That story
doesn't
didn't
work.
really
It's
go anywhere,
It's
did
another
it?
one of your lives. It's fine. We get it. So can we talk about you for a
yes,
moment? And we had a
please.
great time. We could talk about those movies for a long time.
Oh, we will.
We'll get back.
Yeah.
We'll get back. Now, how did we always talk about here on the big podcast? Because Jace wants to know things.
Yes, I do.
Jason
I'm always
is
trying to learn.
so
Jace wants to
good.
grow up and be famous.
Yeah.
And be influential in
I
Hollywood.
feel like I already told all this to Jason when we were in that airport.
Well,
I don't
so-
have a good-
So do you mind if we don't?
I don't have a good memory,
I'm okay.
so
I'm just
Imagine
kidding.
an audience of Jaces that are just
Yes.
listening to you.
All
Now, how do you
sitting down.
get started to be a director
Well,
in Hollywood.
well,
What
like
did you do?
you, Butch, which is very strange. I went to CalArts. I went to California Institute of the Arts in 1905. I don't know what it was. No, it was in the
Horse
early
and buggy,
80s. And
penny
yes,
farthing, driving
well,
around
you know
all
what?
like
What
that?
is interesting about that was when it was up there in Valencia, there was nothing there but a deli. It was like CalArts, a deli, and then Magic Mountain.
I remember that when I was there too. There was
There's
really
open land?
There was just open land and
Really?
stuff, and then
Wow.
and it was like 700 of the most insane humans on
Yeah.
earth that
Yes.
that actually helped me because normally, being from back east, I would have gone to a college where I would be like, yay, cake party, and I'd be wearing togas, and stuff like that. But I went there and it was just all these suicidal people, so I was like, oh, it's so depressing.
You're exactly right.
Yeah, right?
When I was in college,
Really?
the same thing.
Yeah.
I was like, there's all these depressed artists.
Yes.
By the way, if you want to go to CalArts, no, don't worry about
yeah,
that.
no, we don't
That'd be
mean anything
different.
bad.
Not
I love it, and I wouldn't be whatever I uploaded white guy if I didn't go there. Wait, that would have happened anyway.
I don't know. Maybe the gym to get some push-ups. That's all I'm saying.
I've lost all my upper
couple
body
of
strength.
one of your
I
sleeves
haven't.
is rolled up,
No,
one's not.
I know. I'm anger eating these days. That just happens.
So go ahead. So you were at
Yeah, I was at
CalArts.
CalArts, and I actually have a really interesting story about that. So I ended up, like I said, because I just couldn't really relate or go nuts because it was it was like a little prison camp up there, and so I made a bunch of short films. And then what I learned is if you buy a keg at the little deli that was down there and you bring it to the theater, everybody comes to your movie. So it looked like
nice.
everybody was loving my movie.
Yeah.
So guys, get a keg in here right
You
now.
got to get a little. It's
everybody
called
have
a
a
pony
great time.
keg. It's about this big, and you could do 25 people. So everybody would come to my movies, which made me super popular. But it was really the keg,
Of course, right.
But who
But they
cares?
stayed for the short film.
Yeah, I mean, they weren't going to get we're going to get the keg unless they
So
stayed.
you're saying drunk people
Something
are
like
more
that.
reasonable or more apt to listen to you?
People,
Kids
if you reward
know that,
people,
yeah.
if you
It's
reward
reward.
people, yes, it's reward for
Rewarding
watching
them,
something that
writing
might not
this
be as good as you think, And so I'm hoping if they drink beer, they'll think it's great, and it worked. And so
Nice.
But here's the truth: I worked at one of my jobs to pay for school was I worked at the reception desk, and I would answer the phone. And I learned over my couple years of doing that people would call up and they were looking for cheap labor, and they would say like, we need someone to do an art project down here in Los Angeles. Do you know anybody? And I'd always have to send it to the art department head guy, and then he would pick somebody out, and they'd kind of get a job doing art or something like that, or a little animation job. So being smart, eventually I figured it out, and I would just go to the phone and go, I knew just the guy, and I would go, Savage Steve Holland, and it was me. And so I would answer it, and I would go down and I would get these jobs, and it kind of gave me a resume when I was done with school. Not only did I have my stupid animated movies and my little live action movies, but I had some commercials and stuff like that because I stole these jobs. So one day I'm there, and
Why? Because everyone else was drunk.
yes, I'm like, have some more.
Have some more beer.
Yes.
I'm the sober one. Right.
So this is the strangest story, but then on the last day of school, graduation, it was my last day of working at this little reception area, and the head of the school, Bob Fitzpatrick, who was the president of the school, came out and said, hey, we're having this thing with these trustees, the guys who give money to the school. We're having a lunch, final graduation lunch. And the guy from the film department had to leave or something like that. Do you want to come be that guy? Because I had a little polo shirt on. I looked like a human, I was kind of good. And I wasn't suicidal that much then. And so I went, we'll get to that. But then, so I went to this thing, and there was all these, like, the dance department. They're like, I learned dance, and I now dance like a fluttering butterfly, whatever. And they would go, all right, I paint with the wind, and then they got to me, and I said, well, I would steal jobs at this, reception area, and I have this resume now, and I think I'm going to do pretty good out there. And so at the end of this thing, everybody gave me their card, and it was like all these like Hollywood inside people and
They
stuff.
were impressed with you.
They were impressed by my sleaziness, and then that I'd gotten away with stuff. So it was like I fit right in, and that's one of the things about college that always kind of bothered me was that you don't really learn about the real part of the business.
No,
I mean, you learn about art and stuff like
Yes.
that, and you learn about making stuff, but there's this 99% of like really dealing with
It's
the
selling.
Hollywood
It's
world,
selling and getting it out. Exactly.
It's so hard, and they should have a class like that that should be taught by a guy named Butch, rhymes with Martman.
Nah, maybe I don't know. We'll
Yeah.
see. I need a keg. Get a keg.
Give it to all the class.
Hey guys, I'm Butch Hartman. Here's the keg.
I love Butch. He's best professor.
Everyone here is completely smashed right now. So
I know, they're so happy.
So anyway, so now you've lied your way into Hollywood.
Yes.
Good.
Everybody else,
That would be-
nicely done. What was the first gig you had? Like we could say. Now, by the way, I got to go back to your name. Where did the name Savage come from?
Oh, we gotta start even further back.
Oh God, it's so stupid. I just was a little kid, like 8 years old, and I was playing soccer.
Because your real name is Mortimer.
No,
right?
it's not. Stop it.
No,
Butch. Stop
Ezekiel?
starting
What is it?
starting. No, it's Steven, which is really horrifying. Because I'm at the airport.
Why is that
They're like,
horrifying?
Stefan? I'm like,
Oh,
no,
got
come
it.
on. It's
My name
Steven.
is Butch. You don't get to say that.
Yeah.
That's the worst name of all time.
No, I love your name.
Oh,
but so anyway, it's basically what happened was I was playing soccer when I was like 8, and I kicked a kid, and I was a total wimp, and I started crying because I kicked him, and he knocked his tooth out because he had a loose tooth, and it fell out, and I thought I kicked his tooth out.
Well, you
So I
did him a
started
favor.
crying.
He gets money from the
I
tooth
think I
fairy
helped
now.
him. I mean, now looking back, I'm sure I helped him. Thing was that I started crying because I was like, I'm gonna get in trouble for kicking a kid, and then everybody around me was like, what a wuss you are, and so they called me Savage Steve Holland.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
Got
but
it,
then
got it.
by the time I got to high school, no one knew that it was like a wuss story, so it sounded kind of cool. So
Yeah,
I hung
yeah,
on.
that sounds
I hung
cool.
on to
Guy.
it. Why
Yeah.
not?
And you're
right?
big and kind of hairy and
Yeah.
kind of threatening.
Ooh, and sweaty.